Welcome, everybody, on a nice, beautiful, rainy morning, which for me means I don't have as much to do. But we'll get a lot of things cleaned up at the shop today. So anyway, to go down our agenda, have we heard anything from DraftKings? Do they want to talk to us?
So I extended an invitation to DraftKings last month, of which they kind of tentatively accepted, and then wanted some more information about exactly what we were wanting, and then they politely declined. And so I said, okie doke, and then kind of reached back out to them, and I'm like, I just want to clarify what we were looking for, which is just an update as far as because I'm sure as you've seen, or if you watch any football games, you see the it's coming to Missouri, which they say Missouri wrong, which really bugs me, and like Kevin Hart's coming to Missouri, and I'm like, oh, but anyway, and so I was like, well, let's get some information about, what's going on with that, and then I think that they originally thought that this was some sort of a like solicitation from the chamber of like we were going to be looking for funds or something like that.
Well, we are.
Well, that comes later, we get you on the hook first. No, and so then they came back, and I said that is not the case. We are really just looking for an update about exactly how this is going to roll out and all this, and so then they said, okay, well that sounds better. I sent them the link and everything, and they're not in. So, but from what I gather, and and Daisy might actually have more on this, but I think it's in is it late? Early December or mid-December when it's supposed to take over with the Cleaver's office.
Okay.
So I thought, I don't know if she's got anything for there.
Well, we'll get to that when we do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be, or actually, yeah, you're right. It's the first thing on the agenda you got here, so. Good morning, Daisy. How's things with our congressman?
Good morning, everybody. I apologize for my camera being off. I've been having some technology issues. But the congressman, he's been doing a lot better since, we have the government up and running. Again, that was an interesting time here in our office, but now that we have the government up and running, thankfully it didn't actually disrupt too much of our casework. We were able to continue submitting stuff, and pretty much have decent response from the agency. So thankfully, I didn't feel like it disrupted our day to day too much. But right now, with things gearing up, I think we've just been trying to pay a lot of attention with the World Cup and anything regarding that, as that's getting closer and closer, and we're getting more words about what's going on. We'll be having a meeting soon with to get more logistics regarding transportation. So that is something that we're looking forward to the most right now, just to hear more about how that will work and just getting prepared in that way. Regarding, let me think about other big issues. Um, in regards it's to the other side of things, like redistricting, we're still kind of just along with everybody, just kind of seeing how things play out. Um, so that's still something interesting that we continue to watch on the other side of things. People just calling, and no petition is affiliated with our office, but we've had some people reach out regarding that as well.
Great. I saw in the paper where I didn't see where our president had said he wanted to take away our World Cup game here in town, but Mark Alford, Congressman, did see that.
I saw.
Is there any truth to that, or how does that?
Yes. So from what I have seen, I hadn't seen that the president had specifically named Kansas City. I know that he has mentioned it quite a few times where he said that if particularly Democratic run cities, if they didn't accept quote unquote federal help, and crime was too high, he would do what he could to change it. Now, in another interview, he even asked Infantino, which is the head of FIFA, am I able to do that? And Infantino didn't really encourage it. He didn't flat out say no, but he kind of tried to divert the conversation, just because of the principle of how FIFA runs, and with other countries, that is something that would be very difficult for them to really do, and I don't see that actually being something that FIFA would pursue, even with President Trump being as persistent as he can be. I don't think that would be something that would actually play out, just because of historically
Uh,
that's something that we've never seen. So that would, if that were to happen, that'd be very unprecedented.
Yeah, that's very good to hear. That's kind of, I thought he was out of his lane too, but yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
give you a chance to comment on that. Uh,
Yes.
when it comes to transportation funding, if you live in Kansas City, obviously, if you're here, you know that there's a lot of work on the roads everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a lot of this is a push just to get things done before the World Cup arrives. But that said, is this still from the what would you call it? The Infrastructure Recovery Act money? Is that what's driving most of this still?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure because I think it has been a push from both sides. I think some of it might still be that, but also know that a lot of these things are just trying to get that last push because of the World Cup. But I would actually need to double check that just to look closer. So I'll try to do a search into that to see if a lot of this is still just from the infrastructure bill.
Great, appreciate that. Anybody have any questions for the Congressman's office? Easy.
Did she give anything on DraftKings?
Well,
Or not DraftKings, but just overall sports?
well, sports betting in the state of Missouri probably won't go through her vote.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if you,
Yeah.
no, then never mind.
All right. Any questions? I'm sure the city, if you have more money, infrastructure money, we got good places for it. So, just to be said. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Now, our 2026 strategic plan recommendations, I believe you were sent that. It's going to be updated further. We have not gotten, but we know the city is going to respond because they just met and we're a little behind. Same with the school district. I imagine the city is the transportation and the economic development and tourism is probably the chamber. Education, has the school district responded?
School district has not, most likely, they're gonna include something with the Ford program, since that was rolled out this year, so I assume that that's gonna be, one of their, priorities is kind of kickstarting that. And then, and Vanessa's looking into, anything from Rediscover.
That would be for healthcare and social awareness,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. If there's anything that has changed, I know that we had also included from this committee our support for not having anybody leave the stadiums, or having something interested in that. We've supported that in one very generic fashion, I believe.
That's all over the board on.
Yeah.
On it seems like it's getting down to push and shove because I hear more and more people against and for different areas when they said they might go now in the paper, so it's interesting to follow.
And as far as transportation goes, they're still looking, as far as Rock Island Trail, there's still an effort, probably better now than it has been, to fill the gap that's in Greenwood to connect Pleasant Hill to Lee Summit, I guess, to connect to us. And we've had so many trail riders that have just popped in lately. It's been really cool as far as how many people are taking advantage of this.
My understanding is that the bridge will be back in by March, and I think that has something to do with the World Cup, that they have to get that in first before the road gets done.
That'll be just a one piece expand, like they do on the river cut off, that once they get
those big long.
the abutments.
We watched them drop those in. It's been pretty good. They're very interesting how they do that.
There are folks that are planning on staying in hotels in Lee Summit and walking to the game. So they will be doing that.
A lot of people in other places in the world, we would get in our car to go to the grocery store across the street, but a lot of people don't mind walking at all. Well, great on that. We could probably get a hold of Brooke Rolfling, member from the school district. She now works for MoDOT. I think she's there for years now. She would probably give us an update too sometime. So,
Yeah, that'd be great.
that's right. So update from elected official in attendance. Daisy, I think we kind of, you went through your thing. If you have anything else, please feel free to add. I do not see Donna Barnes here this morning, or state and local, and county for that matter, but city, we do have Mayor Mike McDonough right here.
Here I am.
All right.
All right, so as we were talking about the strategic plan, we were a little bit behind this year because we had hired, once again, the great Steve Arbo to help us with that, and then Steve got drawn aside to work for the county, so that slowed him down a little bit, but we did have our meeting the other day, and he will be coming up with, it was a 3-hour session that went very well, and he will give us a report on the day, and we will go from that to giving you guys what ours will be. So it's almost there. And
this could be done by an email when everybody comes through, and that way it could be approved by the board in January for next year's legislation.
We should have it.
We've done that.
Should have it before that.
Yeah, so we've done that before. So.
Yeah.
Christmas lighting, just remind everybody that December 6th, it's a Saturday. We are no longer doing it on Friday night in the middle of rush hour. This year we're doing it from 4 to 9 p.m. on December 6th, and we will have food trucks, vendors. Santa Claus will arrive. It says 6:30 on the flyer, but there was a little glitch that you couldn't get around, so Santa will be arriving at 7. And we will have a new Christmas tree this year. You will see it probably in the next week, and it'll be on the northwest corner on the patio of the bank. We got a grant to buy that tree, and the company we bought it from will be putting it up, taking it down and storing it for us for storage for a fee. And everything else, thanks to Union Local 264 and all of the wonderful people we have that are volunteers, we got all of that done in a very, very short period of time with them. So that's been pretty much all it's been up for several weeks now. Let's see.
Yeah, big day yesterday.
Yeah, a little ribbon cutting yesterday too, right?
Yeah, I'm getting there, but that's gonna be,
Okay.
that's gonna be my last one. I wanted to.
Stepped all over.
Yeah, that's the biggie, so I'm putting that last. So we have new employees. We hired Joy Carley for Public Works. Those of you that are familiar with Public Works,
Yes.
Joy was an engineer over there. He put in for the job when Rob left, and we're glad to have him back. He's very innovative, very smart, forward-thinking guy.
That's a good guy.
In fact, he was the one that designed our new flag. That was his idea.
Oh, okay.
So I definitely supported him on that. We have Ellie Breeze, who is our new emergency operations person. She was well known in those fields. With Kansas City EOC for a long time, and I even got calls from Evergy wanting to know how we got the chance to steal her away like we did.
Could you say that name again?
Ellie Breeze.
Ellie Breeze.
Breeze. She goes by Ellie. Now, I'm not sure what her real name is because she said that's not her real first name, but that's her.
The water district always also has emergency operating plans, and we're supposed to coordinate with.
Right, and she's supposed to also be, besides helping with 2026, which she already has a great understanding of, because that's what she was doing down there. You have tornado, anything, natural disasters, there's so many things you can think of, but part of her deal is also going after EOC funds with the federal government, and that'll help a lot too. But I've met her, she's very, very personable, very intelligent, just a real great fit. And as you probably know, we have several other new people that we've had for about 6 months to a year that they're all forming just an absolutely fantastic team. Just really proud to have them all. Got a couple of new officers on Raytown PD. I won't say their names yet because they haven't made it to the academy, so you never know. So anyway, one of them's all the way in from New York. So we have recruited people from Tennessee, Kentucky, New York, all kinds of places, and they're all just, we have not lowered our standards. We have continued to employ the highest of the best of the best that we can get. And I look for that to continue. We can now have up to 51 officers, and if the economy and the budget gets better, I plan on pushing for more. When I left, we had 60, and we were very proactive. 51 will get us, we also have 2 traffic officers down instead of no traffic officers, so we do have 2 traffic officers, and the chief
Much needed.
had it, yes, much needed. The court's pretty full now. So we have a car, one of the traffic cars, I was laughing the other day, I said, what is wrong with the side of that thing? He goes, I go, look at those great big bold police across it in white. This is one of those ghost things, so if you see it from a certain angle, it looks just like the white only, but when you're sitting there running radar, they can't see.
Oh.
Anyway.
Most of them are going so fast, I don't think they'll see it before they get there.
Yeah. So anyway, and yesterday we cut the ribbon at 2 o'clock on our new Animal Services Center and Adoption Center. I really appreciated the fact that the news media was there. Channel 4, Kathy Quinn called me at 5:45 in the morning. Said, can you be here at 6:30 with Ian? And I was like,
Sure.
yeah, I'm always on the road by 6:30, but I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so she did a nice little piece on that, and then at 2 o'clock, the Channel 9 showed up with Mr. Shoup. He always does a great job for Raytown, and did a really, really great piece. If you haven't seen it yet on Channel 9, it was a fairly long piece. Had a great crowd there to cut the ribbon, and everybody, like most everybody sitting here that I know of, are big animal lovers, including myself, and I think it was probably a long time coming, money well spent, and it'll help us do our job better in that realm, and better for the animals, better for the people, and cost us less money in the long run, because it was really difficult finding places to put the dogs that we were bringing in. So
Now, is that similar to what Casey Shelter over in Swope Park is?
no,
This is more of a city.
this is
This isn't a volunteer.
This is there's only 2 cities that own their own, Kansas City and Raytown.
Okay.
Everybody else has contractors and all. And the bad thing about that is the contractors are totally full. And our 2, so this was the dream of our city administrator, Diane Egger. I gotta give her a lot of kudos for it. She started planning on this back when she was over in community development. The people over in Animal Control, Jennifer and Tabitha also were a big part of this, and then gotta thank the Board of Aldermen too for believing in this stream and passing the bill for the money to get this done. And I think, number one, it shows how big a heart the city has, but number 2, it's so important that we make sure that we're controlling our animals, whether it be cats or dogs, or in this case, fish and hedgehogs.
Oh, wow.
And that we're treating our animals right, and we're making sure that those that aren't treating our animals right are held accountable, and our animals get rescued, and those people end up going to court. So, and if you get a chance when they're open, go take a look. It's absolutely beautiful. They took what that had really gotten run down, and they took that place and just really did a wonderful job with it. So, and I know Shana had a big hand in that too, with planning and making sure that everything was being met. But we just because we're the city doesn't mean we don't have to meet all the laws and all the codes too. So she was there to make sure that got all taken care of ahead of time. So that's pretty
I
much
have a
all I
silly
have.
question about, since Raytown and Kansas City, I know we were adopting a dog from the Kansas City one back when it was on Raytown Road. But because it is a city one, if the police confiscated the animals, they all have to go to that place, and they have to be held until there's a,
So the
it
police
comes to court.
don't confiscate animals, the
well, whoever does.
animal control
But
does.
anyhow, when we were doing, he had to stay over and he got fixed, and we picked him up 2 days later, and they had brought in 50 dogs that they had taken from the place, and they smushed them all into these little tiny, I mean, they couldn't do it, and they can't get them adopted out until the court stuff is taken care of. So does that happen, I mean, can that happen here? That's what it was in Kansas City.
No, probably not, because we
Okay.
have only a finite amount of animals that we'll take in at a time.
Well, right, they did too,
So
but
then we would have to use some of the contractors we
okay,
use, so
okay.
it doesn't happen very often.
That
You'd
was
be surprised how fast, once the 10 days have passed, if that's what they have to have. Be surprised how many times. I think just about when they were, at one time, they were taking the dogs on weekends and nights, and because we didn't have our own, they were putting them in kennels in the police garage. And I can't tell you how many times I'd be sitting in my office and I'd see this little dog next to my desk and I would go, what are you doing here? Jennifer would come in and I go, no. But they would bring them up and they would take them out and walk them around and all that kind of stuff until they were able to get them somewhere that they could be housed. Or, where I was going with that story is just about everybody, the fire department, police department, city hall, all have adopted at least one, if not two dogs, yeah, or cats.
Yeah.
And, but I can't say enough how wonderful these people are. I mean, they will, if they see a dog or a cat that's in distress, they will walk onto somebody's, like if they're tied up to a car or something like that and starving and all that, they will walk up, cut the cord and take that dog with them and cite that person immediately. And that person will not get that dog back unless they fight hard, and it probably ain't gonna happen, because I don't think the judge will let it happen. But they are just fearless, are they not?
Yes.
They are just fearless. I mean, it just, as an animal lover, does my heart good.
We have two rescues still, they're aged 13 and 12.
What happens with the one that was kind of tied to the annex? Is that still used as like overflow?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it doesn't hold but about 2 dogs, but it can still, you know, at the time that was built, they weren't sure that was ever gonna happen. So they added that on, but yeah, that, or you can, if you're, say, if you got an animal that's, hard to handle, you can put him there so he's not in the mix with those people up there until they're able to figure out what to do. Usually they're able to take dogs that are not real friendly and they're able to.
Is that usable for jail overflow?
I mean, that's an idea.
Okay, just ain't the way to.
That's an idea. If the prisoner doesn't mind being outside.
I'm just.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't tell you how proud I am of that. I think that's it's amazing, and there was a lot of people there that you could tell they were very happy to be there and happy to see that, and they were really, really impressed when they went in and took a tour. So.
Great. Larissa, do you have anything to add to that city report? I'm going to guess. Oh, there she is.
Okay, it wasn't taking my finger. I don't have anything to add. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for
The mayor did a good job. You did a good job this time, Mayor. Covering everything.
This time.
This time.
Wow. We'll give everybody numbered cards pretty soon.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But Larissa, I'll hold up a 10 for your lunch at the chamber.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was fun to do.
So was it true that Tony did all
The
that?
Tony? As a matter of fact, he said, don't ever call me out like that again. He said, I wasn't trying to be recognized. I like to be in the background.
That's why I said that.
All right, Shana, you have anything?
Sorry, I don't have anything to add.
Anything, appreciate all you do for the city and what's going on over there. Will there be anything for Joey so people know he's there, a meet and greet or?
No, but we'll introduce him at the meeting, and it's, I believe if the PIO hadn't done it yet, she's putting some information out about new employees and stuff like that.
Because we would like to get an email address and all that, I'm sure.
If you need it soon, you can go to the city website or go to Public Works, and it's right there, but we will do, typically, we do, like every so often, we'll do updates on employees and stuff like that.
Usually it's in the magazine, I know.
Yeah, because we got some other people that will be hired soon, and I'm not gonna say anything about that until that happens, but we'll make sure that everybody has got an idea who, what, where, when.
We got an email about Joey, last week or something?
Yeah.
Some information.
Right, but yeah, we try to do something
Right.
like, Facebook and city website and all that kind of stuff, announcing,
Sure.
But they usually do it like in blocks of people, okay, over the last couple months, we hired these people.
Right.
Vanessa?
Yes,
Yes.
actually, everything looks great. We appreciate the advocacy for mental health.
and crisis services. I was just wondering, is there any efforts for drug prevention?
For what? I'm sorry.
Drug prevention?
Would you want to add that to the guiding principles, or?
Yeah,
I know there's Narcan all over town. I don't know which, drug prevention seems like a wide berth now. In fact, there's some right there, that you're distributing that, because we have some.
Yeah,
or drug education, so I didn't know if you guys have drug education in the high schools or the middle schools.
That might be through the schools, we would not know that.
There's a lot of different programs, I'm sure, there's some of them been in place for a long time, but I can't, they've been long enough that but I know a lot of stuff you guys do.
Yeah.
That Jackson County does, and.
I can follow up with the school district to see if it's something that they would want to put in that guiding principles, that ideally when we go to, so in February, we have a trip to Jefferson City, which that date has been, it's on the calendar now, it's been set, I don't know it off the top of my head, but, and then we provide this to every elected official that represents our area, as far as this is the 1 sheet or 2 sheet kind of priority for the whole area. And so it's kind of really summarized, top level stuff, but I could see that going into 1 or more categories, but I'll specifically, since education hasn't gave me any updates on it, I'll just be like, hey, is that something that you guys, 1, are doing? I assume they are, and 2, do they want to add this to the, the priority list?
And the guiding principles allows us to be, the chamber doesn't have to go to a vote of its members, because if it's in the guiding principles, they can say, yes, the chamber will support that, we'll endorse this, or whatever, so that's the purpose.
Kind of help streamline that, yeah.
Very good. Deanne?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Well, Alan's gonna have to take us home here.
Uh-oh, that's always a bad sign.
There you go.
I guess the only thing I would mention is that Truman Heartland has a new focus, or added a new focus this year, which is affordable housing. And what that entails is Truman Heartland putting money into projects that maybe might not be able to get financing elsewhere in order to have somebody provide affordable housing. So far this year, we've been involved in 3 projects, and 2 of those projects are in Raytown.
Oh, wow, great.
Fantastic.
Anyway, I just wanted to pass that along.
I appreciate that. That said,
I don't know if there's anything that should be here or just ask. Can anybody tell me what's going on at Bowen Apartments? Every meeting I go to, I hear about it, but it's like I'm supposed to already know what's going
I'll
on.
give you an update real quick.
I would love to know.
Okay, so the Kansas City Tenant Organization,
Okay.
union, has been there numerous times.
Okay.
We have been there, cited them, worked with them. They have done a huge amount of projects, and the gal that was the spokesman last Tuesday said that they had even been in hers and tore out all the walls, redid it because of mold and all that kind of stuff. What that group's trying to do is get the city to sit down with the owner to help them get an agreement. That's not the city's business. That's mediation. That's not our venue. Our venue is to make sure that they're meeting the codes and doing all that kind of stuff.
Right.
They also were arguing about some of them being evicted. That's not our business. That is something they got to take to court, or the Attorney General's office, or the county.
Right.
So we are doing what we need to do. Greg Walters, Greg Walters and Tush and
that's who this
Mims
was.
are going to be working with them also to just kind of follow up. But our codes folks are working hard on that. Our city administrator's been in the building numerous times.
Okay.
The owners of that fired the last manager. The manager they have now is working well with everybody from what I'm being told. I'm only telling you what I'm being told. Most of the people that live there are very happy with all the changes and what's happening.
Okay.
There's a small group led by the Kansas City Tenants group that are the ones that are advocating for all this stuff that say that hasn't happened and all that. They have fixed a huge amount of things, And the new owner, not the new owners, the owners that have it now said they were getting ready to invest a lot of money in that place to update it because it's old. So, and it's a lower cost of living
Right.
thing. So a lot of it is like a lot of things. You're seeing a lot of things on the news because it gets attention, but it's not like the city's not doing their part because we have been and we are, and we will continue.
Was there something where the water was gonna be turned off for 2 months and the fire department, this is coming from a meeting that Ken went to last night. And I don't know, and it's coming from Richard and Greg.
Well, that would ask them that, yeah.
So, I mean, who was the meeting with and what were they?
Oh, well, it was just conversation.
Oh,
It was
okay.
not.
Yeah. So we are doing our job and we're doing what we're supposed to do and we always have.
Okay, that sounds great, because every place I go, they start talking about mine, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's
Okay.
what happens when,
Uh-huh.
anyway, I'll leave it alone there.
Yeah, that's very good. All right, I guess I appreciate everybody looking over the guiding principles. If you could filter those through Jeff, that would be wonderful. We'll probably have it finalized sometime soon. And that will get us off and running for another legislative year. Appreciate y'all coming. If you've got other people you want to invite to this meeting, we're starting to thin the herd a little bit here. We need to get it back up. We will, or if you have anything legislative that you'd like an answer to, feel free, we can pass it along to whoever it is, because just like that, it's, a lot of it is, I think there's 7 governments that rule me. A lot of people do not know. You know, I mean, we got a fire board, a water district, we got a school district, we got a city, we got a county, we got a state, we got federal. That's 7 right at the top of my head. I think we got a junior college board. So I mean, it's hard to know who does what and who's responsible for what. But that's kind of why we have a chamber and try to get everybody together in one room and see what we can come up with, and please invite friends to this. So
I have a addition to that. So if it maybe you've noticed that there's a little bit of a new way that we're able to send out emails and reminder emails, Zoom link emails, all that good stuff.
I
And
like
so
a calendar invite.
yeah, well,
I put on my calendar all the time.
yeah, that too. So yeah, there's a kind of been a new way that we've been doing that. So if you do have anybody that wants to add on to this meeting, it's really easy for me to kind of get them added on and included in the email distribution and all of that good stuff. So hopefully folks find that a lot easier to do that. And as far as some of the comments that I had on here, the soccer scarves are on sale. It's on our website. You can link to it. There's a place called Shop at the top of the RaytownChamber.com website. You can get that. Our Christmas Connections, which is kind of like our holiday party, is on December 2nd at Connection Point Church. And then the annual celebration is on January 22nd, and State of the City address on February 26th, if you want to register for those. Usually this would come to the government relations meeting for an endorsement of anything, but because time was of the essence, we went straight to the board meeting on that. But it was an endorsement for a wayfinding grant that was a kind of a partnership between Parks and Rec, Rotary, and Main Street. And so they're going to be able to put some wayfinding signs on Rock Island Trail and get that all set and done before on the city's property near the trail. If they get the money, then before our international visitors get here, we'll have some wayfinding signs, which is great. But the board went ahead and endorsed that for me to get that over. Small Business Saturday is going to be after. Right after Thanksgiving, so the Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, that also leads into Cyber Monday and Giving Tuesday. So I'll just bill you. So we're going to be supporting all those folks and having different social media, posts all throughout the week, kind of like what we did with the Where's Larry campaign. Not to that extent, but
I love that campaign.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it was I think a big success for its first year. We had 154 entries on that, which was great. Had a great 2026 meeting this week. Was that yesterday? I don't know, but it seems like they're all running together right now. But that was a great meeting. We're preparing for a big presentation to the Board of Aldermen, And last meeting, we talked about some of the sound issues that was really bugging me. Some of it we can't control because we're right next to a main street there, but a couple of minor changes. I had a sound expert come in and give me some ideas on little minor changes that we can do, including baffles in the corners where sound bounces around. Our OWL camera that's now not sitting on a table, and we got some soft, carpeting to help some of the sound. We've had almost every meeting we have has a Zoom component to it, just for convenience, especially as we move into the winter months. Yes.
So the people that are zooming in, how does it sound today?
A lot better.
Oh, good job, Jeff.
Yeah, I can hear very well.
It's been so frustrating, because sometimes when we talk about something, or the mayor's comments, or Manuel Cleaver joined us, we try to take some of that video and share it out and cut it up, and it's tough when you don't have a great clean recording from it, and so that's so I've been making subtle changes. Hopefully it'll get better, but so have been working on that. Other than that, if you wanted to view the ribbon cutting from yesterday, we posted that on the Chamber's social media yesterday, and it was a great event, very well attended, and it was all good. So, and everyone got a free cat at the end, which I thought was really nice.
There we go.
Handing them out like crazy.
They tried.
But thank you.
Appreciate you, Jeff. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Yep. Don't eat too much.
Whatever.
Save it for me.
Box it up and send it over to Public Water Supply.
Especially if Miss Laretha's cooking, I'll take it all.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you all.